And God told me, hey, you're doing it. Now if you see us, say something. She would not see herself marrying that person. Why are you going to date them? Hey y'all, and welcome. I'm going to sit down and answer some questions for you today. I had intended to do this a while ago. I think I asked if you had questions. Goodness, it's probably been 2 months ago. And then life got crazy, busy, and baby boy made his arrival a couple of weeks before I kind of thought that he would. But just know we're going to sit down and do this together, and it didn't work out. We didn't ever get to it, so I'm going to sit down and answer these questions for you today. I know y'all would love to have him sitting here beside me. So if I don't get to all of these, then maybe the next time we have a date night or something, he can answer some questions too. I got questions on everything from homesteading and gardening and chickens to mobile home living, more family related questions, homeschooling questions, the ever so popular, do we want more children? And I'm going to answer all those for you today, or as many of them as I can. I've got my quilt that my Mamaw made, got on my cozy sweater. I've got my drink and my cup that Tony, my friend Tony over at Chaotic Country, made for me. I would like to say this was water, but it's sweet tea. And that's okay. I'll drink this and then I'll have a few cups of water, I promise. But grab you a cozy blanket, grab you a drink, and let's hang out for a little while today. Where are you from? What state? We are from Alabama. We live in Alabama and we sure do love it here. Baby boy is sitting right here beside me, and the other boys are playing, and life is going on. Real life is going on around me. So if you hear something, it's probably one of those things. One of my boys, or the cat eating out of the cat bowl, or, you know, life. What is my favorite Bible verse? My favorite Bible verse is 1 Peter. It's verses. 1 Peter chapter 3, verses 3 and 4. Let not your adornments be merely outward, arranging your hair and putting on gold and fine apparel, but let it be the hidden person of the heart, the incorruptible beauty of a gentle and quiet spirit, which is precious in the sight of God. It's just a good reminder that, yeah, it's okay to want to fix your hair or put on some jewelry or wear clothes that make you feel good, but let not your adornments be merely outward. There are much more important things, and I hope that I always have that gentle spirit, which is precious in the sight of God. What's my favorite song? I don't know. I have a lot of songs that I like. I think my favorite, has been my favorite for a little while, is Face to Face by Zach Williams. If you've never listened to it, you should go listen to it. What are my top 5 favorite recipes? That's a fun question. So number 1 is Mamaw's Goulash. If you've been around here, then you know that. That's actually so important to me. It was the first meal that I made here in our new home when we moved here. It's like 3 ingredients, super simple. I'll link a video down in the description box. But super simple, but it's so cozy and delicious and just has so many memories behind it. That was one of Mamaw's go-to Sunday dinners. And so, I don't know, it's one of my favorites for sure. My mama's chicken noodle soup, I enjoy making it. I really enjoy it when Mama makes it. And then meatloaf. I like meatloaf. I think that I like making meatloaf so much because it's one of my kids' favorites, and they get really excited about it, and that makes me feel good. Then let's go with desserts. Mamaw's lemon pie and Mamaw's brownie pie. I made those more times than I could count as a kid, and still enjoy making them as an adult. Also, and I know I've already named 5 now, but while we talk about desserts, Mamaw's chocolate cake. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Y'all, it don't get no better. It don't get no better than that. I don't know if I've ever made that for y'all before, made it here on this channel. Maybe we need to do that. I also don't know if I've ever shown Mama's chicken soup. I know I've shown clips of it. She made it for us when we came home from the hospital after we had Fletcher. Maybe I need to get Mama to show you how to make it. Because she, like I said, she does it better than me. Nobody makes it quite like Mama. Someone said, you always seem so positive. How do you get through tough days or the negativity of other people? And yes, I have tough days. I am human and I have tough days. And yeah, sometimes the negativity of other people gets to me. I think that sometimes, especially as Christians, people look at you and think, oh, you just, you're always happy and things are always going good for you. And no, that's not how it is. You never make mistakes. You never have regrets. You never have tough days, but you do. I'm human just like everybody else. And I try to stay positive because it's just kind of my personality. But I have tough days. I get upset. You can ask my family. I have days where my attitude is stinky. And what pulls me through that is remembering that even if we're having a bad day or we're having a bad moment, we're going to come through it. Things are going to get better. And looking to that instead of just wallowing in, self-pity and wallowing in the negativity of the moment or what somebody might say or do that upsets me. Moving past that and remembering that things are going to get better, that kind of keeps me going. What is my favorite place to shop for food and clothing? I do like to shop local when I can. It is more expensive and we have to be very budget minded around here. So when I can, I will, but Walmart seems to be the place that I can find the best deals on food and clothing, and so that's where I do a lot of shopping. I don't buy much clothing for myself. Most of what I have has been like a gift. My mama will gift me with clothes. Justin will tell me, go pick out an outfit or something. I just don't do it. I just don't. And clothing at Walmart, especially for kids, they outgrow clothing so much. They play in it. They're rough on it. I do a lot of clothes shopping for the kids at Walmart. Well, I say a lot. When they need something, that's where we get it. And when I can, I will shop at the local grocery store. If I need something here and there through the week, I try to stop there and get it. And my mama, she used to always love to shop at Belk, and she would, even when she got where she couldn't go out much, she would send me to Belk to get things for her. And so she would get me things from Belk. She always called it Belk Hudson, even when it wasn't Belk Hudson anymore. Does anybody remember that? What inspired you to do YouTube, and do you ever get noticed in public for being on YouTube? So as far as what inspired me, my biggest inspiration was probably my dear friend Erica over at Dorset Doorstep. I watched her for a long time before I ever started YouTube myself, and I was always, and I still am, inspired and motivated by the content that she creates. And I remember her saying something one day. She said that vlogging was like a digital scrapbook, and it is. That really stuck with me, and I was like, I want that. I want to be able to go back and look at these memories, and I'll go back and look at some of our early videos. I think, goodness, look how little the kids are. Or I'll go back and watch our vacation vlogs. That's really fun for me. I also always knew that I wanted to be able to teach and to share my knowledge on gardening, on canning, on cooking. I wanted to let you learn and grow alongside us. Like chickens, that was something that was new to us, and I've shared that whole experience and let you learn and grow alongside of us. And that was always very important to me. And then another thing, like I would watch YouTubers and I would hear them talk about their community with their subscribers, friends that they had made on YouTube, other content creators that they had gotten close to and formed like this tight-knit group. I always thought that was so neat. I wondered if it was really possible. It is. It is possible, y'all. I love interacting with my subscribers, with each and every one of y'all, and I have made some very, very dear, close friends in other YouTube content creators. And it just blows my mind because that's one of those things that I thought I'd really like to have that, but I don't know if it's possible. It's possible. And something else that I'm going to touch on just briefly. Maybe I'll share more about this in another video, a little more in depth, maybe a dedicated video on it, because it really blows my mind to think about it. But another thing is, back when I was, y'all, young teenager, before YouTube was ever a thing, I remember praying earnestly and seeking what God's will was going to be for my life and what path He was going to have me go down as far as like a career path, and just what did He have in store for me, and praying and saying, God, what do you have in store for me? What am I going to do? Like, what am I going to do in my life? And very clearly he spoke to me. And I have a prayer journal somewhere that I wrote this down in. I remember writing, thank you, God, for telling me that I'll be a speaker, that I'll speak to thousands of people, and that I will share my life with them, and I will share you with them, most importantly. I remember thinking that that was just so crazy, but at the same time, like, he spoke to me pretty clearly when he told me this. And over the years, as I went down my own path, did my own thing, was wherever God had me at the time, I would occasionally think about that, sometimes laugh about it and think, you know, I know he was speaking to me. I know he told me this pretty clearly, but how is that going to happen? God, y'all, God is so much bigger. And even when I started YouTube, I didn't think about it that way. It was probably when my videos started consistently getting 1,000, 2,000 views that I was like, wait a minute. And God told me, hey, you're doing it. Like, every day you are sharing your life and sharing me with thousands of people. My mind was blown. Like, all these years I thought there's no way that's possible. And then here I am doing it. And who knows, maybe one day I will physically stand on a stage in front of 1,000 people and speak to them. Who knows? With God, all things are possible, right? But God told me, like, look, you're doing this. And I hope that even in my, like, day-to-day life, in what I'm showing you in my day-to-day life, that you're seeing Christ through me and through these videos, and that I'm sharing his love with you. But that was just kind of like mind-blowing to me. You know, all these years I thought there's no way. And like I said, this was long before YouTube was even a thing. God was telling me this. And y'all, I'm still a tiny speck. I'm just a tiny speck here on YouTube. I'm just a tiny speck here in this world. But I want to do my part to share Christ. I want to do my part. And even if it's just this big, I'm going to do my part. And do we ever get noticed out in public? Hi, Wawa. Look, come sit right here. Sit right here. Do we ever get noticed out in public? No one has ever said anything out in public. I have gotten a few comments on videos where they said, I saw you here, or I saw you there, but I didn't say anything. Y'all, if you see us, say something. I think the first time that happened, we had been in Atlanta at a Braves game. We were coming home. We stopped at Nakalula Falls, and I was vlogging that day. And when I posted the video, the sweet lady commented and said, you know, I saw you, but I didn't really say much. I had a brief interaction with her, but she didn't say that she knew who I was. But I'll always remember that, because that was the first time that anyone ever, I guess, recognized me out in public, or let me know that they had seen me and recognized me. I thought that was kind of neat. But if you ever see us, say something. Say hi. Say, are you Tiffany? Are you from our small town life? Like, say hello. Wyatt's joined me. He's sitting over here beside me. Someone asked if I ever coupon at DG. If you're from the South, you probably got a Dollar General close to you. I don't. I do go in Dollar General on occasion, but I don't ever coupon much there. I think my mom did. Maybe she still does. Do a pretty good bit of couponing at Dollar General. I need to do better about that. And I know on Saturdays, like when you get a receipt, down at the bottom of it, there's a coupon for Saturdays for $5 off, $25, those kinds of things. So I do need to take advantage of that. Someone asked if I learned to cook at a young age, if I grew up like learning how to cook, and I did. My parents worked full time, and so I spent a lot of time with my grandparents, you know, after school or in the summer and things. And that's where I learned about gardening and canning and cooking from scratch. So yeah, I learned a lot of that growing up. Do we have, talking about Justin and myself, do we have a lot of siblings? This is something that I have kind of found. Yeah, you'll occasionally run into parents of a large family who grew up in large families, but I think more times than not, I find that they didn't. And we didn't. Justin grew up with one brother. I grew up with one sister. Now, as we've gotten older, Justin does have some half siblings and some step siblings, and I do as well. But growing up, it was mostly him and his brother, and it was me and my sister. We are still close to them, and they do live nearby. We spend a pretty good bit of time with them. But yeah, just smaller families. And I got to ask if I get to spend a lot of time with my mom. So if you don't know, my mom lives next door to us, and we do get to spend a pretty good bit of time together. Over the summer, we spent a lot of time together canning, which was really fun, and I'm looking forward to being able to do that again as we get our spring garden going. What are you doing? You're making some silly noises over there. Speaking of, someone asked where we store the things that we can. So most of what we canned this past year, my mother and I, kind of split. So she has some of it and I have some of it. Uh-oh. We are blessed with a very good sized pantry, and the back wall of it I've kind of dedicated to my home canned goods. I'm going to do some more organizing and different things. I have big plans for that space as we get into canning season again, but we do have a really nice pantry that we can store those things in. What is my dream vacation? If money was no object, what is my dream vacation? Y'all, I would love to go to Alaska. I would love that. I've always wanted to go to Alaska. There's just something about the landscape, the nature, the beauty of it that just draws me in. And I'm talking remote Alaska. I would love to go bear hunting and fishing and just stay in remote Alaska in a cabin. Like, that would be fantastic. I'm not a big winter person either. Not a big cold weather person. But there's just something about Alaska that just draws me in. Now, if you're going to send me to like 5-star resort in the Bahamas, I'm going to go. But I would love to go visit remote Alaska. I'm hearing little baby noises. Someone asked how we will approach dating. And like as Audrey's getting closer to that age, like what advice we're going to give her, how we're going to approach that. And y'all, I don't know. I don't know. It's something that I'm already doing just a lot of praying about. We'll always approach it with care and with a lot of prayer, that's for sure. I know I'll always tell her to stick to her morals and to know her worth. And I always want her to, and I'm not saying that she has to enter a courtship per se and only date like one person, only date the person that she intends to marry. But I think that you should date with purpose. If you wouldn't marry the person, then why are you dating them? Like, date with purpose. I'm not saying that she has to just have one person that she dates and that's the only person she's ever spends any time with or anything like that. But I want her to date with purpose. And if she would not see herself marrying that person, why are you going to date them? She is just like a year or so from the age that I was when Justin and I became boyfriend and girlfriend. So that's kind of a little crazy, a little bittersweet to think about. She does still have a couple of years before she can date. And, even that, like I'm trying to think of like what I want that to look like. I definitely want it to look more like hanging out with friends, not so much just like the two of them going somewhere. Yeah, I'm putting a lot of thought and prayer into that. And thankfully we still have a few years before she's dating age. But it definitely is a little strange to think about that she's right there at that age that I was when Justin became my boyfriend. Oh my. Oh my. What religion do you profess? We're Christian and we attend a Baptist church. We're members of a Baptist church. But let me tell you right now, religion in and of itself is not going to get you to heaven. Believing that Jesus is who he said he is, that he did what he did, that he died on the cross for our sins and rose from the dead, y'all, that's what gets you into heaven. That's what gets you into the presence of God. Not something I say or something I do or this particular religion. Religion in and of itself that's not where it's at. Believing in Jesus and believing that he is who he is, that's what it is. And I know that that's the basis of Christianity, but at the same time, religion and all of its frills and all the things that are wrapped up in religion, that's not what's going to get you to heaven. It's as simple as saying, I believe that Jesus is who he is and he did what he did and he did it for me. Some homeschooling questions. What curriculum do we use? We've used several over the years, trying to figure out like what worked for us, what worked for the kids. We also like to try new things. Currently, and what is working really well for us, Huddy, my 7-year-old, is using BJU Press or Bob Jones, and Easton, my 10-year-old, is using some BJU and also ACE, Accelerated Christian Education. We love them both for their own reasons. They're fantastic. I have a video that talks a little bit more about that in case you want more information on it. I'll link it down in the description box. My favorite and least favorite subjects to teach. I love teaching history. That is my favorite. I think it's because I love history so much. I love the stories. Our favorite history curriculum we've ever used is Knotgrass, our Star Spangled Story. And I think I loved it so much because it was like individual people and their stories. Like, that just fascinates me. I love that about history, about, just hearing these stories. It excites me. And so I love teaching history. Not so much phonics. I love reading. I love, my kids love reading. They love, picking up a book and reading it, but like teaching phonics. Y'all, our English language, it's something else. And so while we enjoy reading, teaching phonics is probably not my favorite thing. Thank goodness for BJU, because it has made teaching phonics to Huddy much more simple this year. Will Audrey go to public school again next year? Something we're always praying out, seeking out what God's will for our family is. Right now, I think she will. She does enjoy it. She has days where she says she really misses being at home. She misses homeschooling. But overall, she really does enjoy being in public school. She's doing great. Her grades are fantastic. She's thriving and doing well. We'll just have to see. We'll have to see what the future holds. Right now, I think she probably will. Future home plans. Do we plan to build? Will we buy another home? Will we stay here? The plan is to stay here. There's no immediate plans to do anything else. You never know what God has in store for you, though, so I'm not saying that it wouldn't ever happen. And it is fun for me to think about building something, or it's fun for me to think about, but there's no immediate plans. We are very happy with where we are. We're very happy with our home. So no plans right now, but you never know what God has in store. Someone mentioned getting chickens. They were thinking about getting chickens. I wanted to know what the hardest part about having chickens was. Let me tell you right now, get you some chickens. You will love them. We love our chickens. We do. But let me tell you too, you see these Instagram pictures, and it's these nice, clean, fresh coops and the pretty chandeliers hanging in the coop, and y'all, chickens are messy. It doesn't look like that long. You'll get it nice and clean, and I mean, they're animals. They poop, they like to scratch, things get messy, but we love them. Why are you knocking my camera around? Why it's over here hitting the camera. Will I do another home tour, like an updated home tour? Yeah, maybe we'll do that. I definitely have some things around the house that I want to do, some upgrades that we want to do, and so maybe I'll walk you through and talk about those things, talk about what some of our plans are, and then take you through the process with us as we do those things. Like in my kitchen, on the wall behind the stove where the windows are, I would like to tile that whole wall. So maybe I'll walk you through, talk to you about some of those things and share those processes with you as they happen. Will we be sharing garden tours? Yes, 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 absolutely. We're going to be doing all the garden things, y'all. We're getting close to that time. It's getting really, really exciting. And someone also asked if I'll be sharing, canning and things. Yeah, yes, 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 I love it. It makes me excited. I can't wait to share it with you. And I will go ahead and link the videos down in the description box that I already have on like canning. I have a playlist for canning that shares some of the things that it's some of the videos that I've already shared on that topic. So if you want to find some to kind of watch up until we start some new things, then check out that playlist. I'll save the most popular for last. Do we want more children? Y'all, I will always want more children. I love being a mama. I feel called to be a wife and to be a mama. I will always want more children. Will I have more? I don't know. I kind of feel like God's preparing my heart for this being our family size. And if that's the case, then I'm content with that. But if we have another, well, I'll consider myself blessed. That's all the questions, y'all. We're gonna call it done. I've got one kid over here drinking the rest of my sweet tea. One sweet little baby that's waking up. The older boys have gone outside. Speaking of chickens, I see them running all around the yard. They let them out for a little while. So we're going to go and do all the mom things. I think I'm going to make some elderberry syrup today. We've been needing some more, and I thought, you know what, I'll make it, and I'll probably put the camera up and let y'all hang out with me, and we'll talk about elderberry syrup for a little while. Maybe that'll be the next video you see. let's go do the things. Life calls. Mom duties call. We love you. We appreciate you. We'll see you in the next one. Bye, y'all.